And in this video I've got this yz80, I think it's a 1997, but 1993 to 2001 are all the same on the yz80s. It needs a top end rebuild, bottom end rebuild, the crank and the main bearings is in the kitchen, back brake bearings need done. It's either the front caliper or the back caliper pads one put in, but I'm going to get all these panels off, the tank off and everything, drain the oil out the engine and drain the coolant out the radiator. That one there is the one for the coolant for the radiator. Just take that out and the coolant will come out. If it doesn't drip out, loosen your cap on your radiator and then it'll come gushing out. And then that one there, I don't know if you can see it, that one there under there is for the engine oil, so we'll take that out now. That's the tank and the seat off. Just going to show this before I drain the fluids. The lad said he's just had a Vertex piston in, but there's no compression there at all. So we've got that down there to catch the coolant and the oil. So I'll just drain the oil out first instead. And while that oil's still draining, we'll just get the front pipe off. Just that there, it doesn't look like we tighten on by the mount there or there. So there's just the two springs to get off, and that screw at the back. So that's the exhaust off. I want to put down tons of stuff tipped out of it. I don't know if it's just petrol or not. We'll get the chain off as well while we're waiting. That's the chain off. Now we'll slacken the carb because it's still dripping oil slowly. Once it stops, I'm going to lean the bike over further to get it all out. And once we've slackened the two carb mounts, I'll unclip that stator wire, do that engine mount, swinging arm bolt, get this off. Once we drain the coolant, once all the oil's out, get this off and then lift the engine out. And if you're ever working on bikes and you want to take the back end out, don't slacken the swinging arm and try and bang it through because it won't go. Slacken these, and then we've been engine mount on there on some bikes. Slacken all the engine mounts so the engine's slack, then slacken your swinging arm and it'll tap through. If you try and tap it through when all these are tight, you're just going to bang the end, round the end off, which you see on a lot of swinging arms. So that's all the oil out now. I've put the sump plug back in, tightened it up. Now we're going to get that off. It does look rounded. That's all in the coolant out now, so I've tightened the bolt back in. Now I'm going to slacken the front and back clamps on the carb and take the two front engine mounts off. There's one, there's the other one, then slacken the swinging arm, do these hoses, and then we'll lift the engine out. So that's the two engine mount bolts out, the carb off. This wire disconnected to this brown wire. This pipe on the other side is disconnected. This pipe here off the head's disconnected. So we've just got to take the swinging arm bolt out now, and the engine will lift out and get in there on the bench. So that's the swinging arm bolt pushed through. And we'll loosen the clutch cable, and then the engine's ready to lift out. Now when the engine's out, I'll put the two engine mount bolts back in. So I'll slacken the clutch cable off from there by up here at the lever. Now it's just ready to lift out. I'm just going to cut that cable tie off there. That's the engine out. I'll just put them bolts back in there and then we'll take the engine in the kitchen. That's all it is, it's tiny. Anyway, I'm going to get the head off first, and then the barrel, because it hasn't got much compression. I want to check the barrel and the piston. I know he says it had a brand new piston in, but the barrel could be worn. So we'll get the head off first, then the barrel. So now we'll get the 4 head bolts off, doing that one, that one, that one, that one, in a crisscross pattern. There's washers on these, so make sure you get the 4 washers off as well. What that is. Take all this off, so all this grey stuff around here, around these portholes. There's a few, I'll give it a quick wipe. A few little things around the head, but be alright. I'll check the top of the piston in a minute. This might just be off a previous breakage when the rings break and hit the top of the piston and hit on this. But that's what marks is on the head anyway. Bolts back on there as well, just for safety. Get the piston dead top dead centre now. But by looking at that, even when I looked up the exhaust, at the piston, you can see at the exhaust, the rings sticking out much more than the piston. Normally the rings are flat with the piston sticking out, so I know that in fact. But now get the barrel off. That one, that one, that one, that one in a crisscross pattern. But I've knew that there was something wrong with the piston. Even when he brought it, he was trying to start in the yard and it wouldn't. I pushed the kickstart down and I could tell there wasn't enough compression. That's on start. Put 4 bolts down there. Just like this, barrel off now. Knock the barrel off. Stuff on there, I don't know what it is. Don't know if it's a score mark or something. I'll check closer in daylight anyway. So here's the barrel. Here's the piston. We're going to get the piston out anyway and put in the barrel. That's a circle out on this side. Just tap the pin through. There's the piston. Give it a wipe. See on the front where it's been wearing, put all the way on the front. Should be black there, he says he's just putting new one in. Like that. All black on there, it should be like that on there. Let's put in the conrod as well. I've got a conrod set there as well. I'll just get the crank centre weight to be pressed. Later. We'll just put the piston in the barrel and then we'll split the engine because we've got main bearings to put in as well. So here's the barrel, here's the piston. I'll take these bolts off so you can see it easier. The piston looks about, I don't know if the barrel's ruined or you can get bigger pistons, but the piston looks about 2 mils littler than the bore. Well, that's the piston. I've seen one like that. And in the barrel, I've took the ring off so you can see it properly. It's miles small for that barrel.